Name tags over here, guys.
No, these are just for the current members, right? Yeah.
What you on to? Yeah. Not bad. What do you mean? Because. Yeah, she has.
Damn, Jack might see.
Yeah, I got you.
Try not to breathe.
It was. Yeah, I guess so.
Really? Compared to the guys.
That's all I know. That's all I know.
Wait, how'd you get here? Wait,
I can tell. Was taking Ryan already, so they're like, hey, do you want to move it back? The app rate. All right, we're going to get started in a couple seconds. Hello, welcome everyone to Senate. It's so nice to see it's so full. Obviously, we have something very important tonight, which is, thank you, the results of the election. They will be at the end of Senate, so which is good because anyone that's new is going to see what an entire Senate looks like because you're going to have to sit at these meetings anyways. My name is Sonia. By the way, I'm the Exec VP, and the Exec VP leads the meeting. So if you were a candidate for Exec Vice President, pay attention during Senate. I mean, everyone should for that matter, but like especially pay attention because you could be leading this meeting. Anyways, could I please have, for the call to order, all senators please rise. All right. 3, 2, 1. We, the Senate of Illinois Institute of Technology, reaffirm our responsibility to loyally represent the student body and effectively improve the quality of campus life. Thank you. That's it. Richard, do you want to grab me again? Same with Sungmin. Okay, so since we have a huge crowd, I'm going to go over Sonia's rules for everyone. First, make sure you raise your hand and wait to be acknowledged by the chair. Currently, that's me, but it'll be whoever's speaking at the time in front. If you agree with something that was said, and this goes for everyone, you can agree, you're either going to do a snap, just do that, don't have to raise your hand, or a one-hand clap. Be concise, you'll have a minute to talk at a turn, and if you have to stay relevant to the topic, if you go out of topic, if you talk about something that was already presented, anything like that, I will cut you off with my beautiful gavel. And discussion time will be capped at a total of 10 minutes per org, and general/open floor discussions will be 12 minutes. Again, these rules apply for all SGA and non-SGA members. Please be courteous, respectful, and we'll be respectful of everyone's time. Again, since these are open, like anybody is allowed to speak. You don't have to, like, if we're having discussion, feel free to talk. Just raise your hand. Unfinished business? None. New business. Okay, we have one student org presentation. Amreen? Yes. Okay. If you want to come down, you'll have 5 minutes to present, and then Senate will have 5 minutes to ask questions. Let me pull up your presentation. Okay. So, when you want to to switch the slides, just look at me or something, and I will switch the slides for you. When you have 1 minute remaining, if anybody's looking this way, I'll hold up a finger so you can see. Cool. And your time starts now.
So, hi everyone, we are SACE, Society of Asian Scientists and Engineers. So, SACE was founded in 2007 and it is a national organization with chapters all over US. This organization was mainly founded to provide the people of Asian culture, the professionals basically, a professional to support each other and so that they can connect and SACE the SACE provided a platform for Pan-Asian culture people to connect and support each other. SACE membership is open to people of all background.
So essentially, this organization will serve as a networking hub for people of Pan-Asian descent or anyone else who would like to join. Usually what happens with people of Pan-Asian descent, we have the skill set to be in a higher position in the workforce, but not necessarily the communication skills or the other workforce skills that we need to get to a position higher up. And so this club will serve to help us gain those skills and utilize different networking skills to get up into higher positions.
So currently we have an exec board which is standing in front of us. I'm Reen's president and Ananya's VP. I'm the professional development committee chair.
I'm Rizvik, I'm the secretary.
I'm Dristy, and I'm the public relations.
And I'm Sylvia, I'm the treasurer.
And we also have interests about 40 students, and we have an ongoing Facebook group. We had some meetings, and we also have exec board meetings about once a week. And
So yeah, like this is like a tentative budget sort of created, and so we're planning on having like a variety of events. One of them is going to be like a speaker series where we bring in different speakers of different backgrounds or of different like ethnicities in Asia, and we're gonna like sort of have them talk about like their experiences in the workforce and whatnot. And then our GBMs, so like I guess like food for the GBMs would be like something part of the budget. We're planning on doing like team building activities in our like GBM, so like we need to like money for those supplies, whatever we might need. And then we plan like our like big event we kind of have planned is like a career panel where we bring in different professors and potentially outside speakers like that would represent like different facets of opportunities that like people of Asian descent can like look to. And then obviously like operations, PR, we need money for flyers and stuff.
So SACE primarily focuses on 3 themes, which are networking, communication, and expanding traits that Pan-Asians have but need to work on to develop their career and I guess self. And there's a national conference that SACE holds every year, and they bring in a lot of companies, and we can go around and network with them. We're also planning to have networking nights where we bring in outside alumni or other firms and contacts so that people at IIT can network with others. We have company tours, and I know a lot of clubs do this, but we are looking to find companies that have Pan-Asian execs on their board, and we can introduce them to our club. And finally, we are trying to work with career development and career services, so we can have like resumes and like mock interviews, so people at our club can understand what exactly skills they need from people who have credentials. Obviously, we are all freshmen, but we're trying to bring in people who have these skills into the club and have them connect with people at IIT. And one important thing is anyone of any descent or any ethnicity can join SACE. It's an open club to anyone.
Okay, so in terms of the events that we have planned currently, we have decided that for our first GBM, we want to bring in the regional leader of SACE. His name is Matt Diaz. He would be able to come in and talk more about SACE in general and explain to like students here at IIT like exactly what this club is about and what this organization can do for people. And this would be a presentation on like also empowerment for people of Pan-Asian descent. For our second GBM, we have planned, we have this being more of like icebreakers and team building activities. And also, we were thinking about inviting a speaker to talk about confidence building. One of the more important parts of this club is to help people build confidence in terms of when looking into careers and things. And this would be a good way to start with that. And other events that we have planned include coordinating mock interviews with career services. So working really closely with career services in order to help.
Time's up.
Okay.
Before discussion, I'll just quickly go through the rest of your slides so at least everybody sees them. How to attract new students.
That's it.
That's
Oh,
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
yay. So we're gonna open up discussion for 5 minutes, starting now. Will, then San.
You guys are coming to us roughly 3 weeks before the end of the academic year. It's really imperative that like one of the things we look for is that like you guys, especially for like a new organization, maintains momentum throughout like an entire academic year. So how do you go from, or what is your plan of going from meeting or being able to meet with each other regularly over the next couple of weeks to having a massive gap and then maintaining that momentum through next semester? What is your plan for that?
One of the things is that the way that we were introduced to SACE as a speaker, the regional coordinator came in earlier this semester. That's why we started a little later, and we had to coordinate with him to make sure it was okay that we can bring a national chapter to our school. So that had to happen. But I think it's important to realize that because it's a national organization, we need to keep in contact with the other chapters, especially at other schools, so that can continue the momentum.
And on top of that, we plan on being here for the org fair that's here during Welcome Week to just keep promoting ourselves and like show people that we're here and we mean business and that this is happening.
Okay, so apparently you are trying to cover a really broad spectrum here, and at IIT we already have AICHG for chemical engineer, other organization for other majors, and we have like Indian Student Association and even international student organization. So in what way would you distinctly, like uniquely be beneficial for the student body?
I would say the main thing with this organization is it's more professional development focused. As you'd say that like ISA and MSA are more like culturally focused, right? So this is more for professional development than it is to have a cultural association.
And a lot of clubs like BMES and things like that take people in those majors and introduce them to like other than they help them network, but we're trying to develop traits in people and that confidence so then they can go out and network.
Okay, could I please ask if you could go to the sides?
yeah,
I can't
of
see if
course.
anyone's raising their hand in the middle. But Trixie?
This isn't really a question, more a suggestion. If you guys haven't already, you should talk to career services, because I think you can they'll have good networks that you can build off.
We're in contact with Akshay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
He's like the engineering counselor.
Yeah.
Coach.
Okay, perfect.
Any other questions? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. As this is the only student organization for today, I'm going to ask if you could please step outside while we discuss and vote. You are welcome to come back afterwards, but the results will be emailed to you tomorrow, and they will not be announced tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and you hear a motion?
Motion to discuss for 5 minutes. Second.
All right. Gulzar. Yeah. Thank you.
So
Alright.
I really liked how they were hella organized and they were able to tell us exactly what they wanted to do. And also I like that they're a young exec board so that they're able to grow the organization really well and that it's not going to die after a couple years when they graduate.
Senator?
Move to vote if no one is against them.
Are there any objections?
Objection.
Okay, overruled.
Interesting.
Okay.
Son.
I feel like I like their structure, but I don't like their mission because again, I'm not really satisfied with the answer. I feel like what they're trying to do, we already have an organization or an office at IT that have already done that.
Yeah, going back to Sun is true because we really accepted the new group, the Counseling for Career Services, the same thing with resumes and also helping them with their professional work. It doesn't make sense. Why should we do another one? I get it as an Asian with engineering, but there's other engineers and they don't care what race you are. So why make another one? It's exactly the same thing, but with career services.
Okay, we're gonna have Adina.
Something they didn't really mention, but they told me beforehand. The speaker they went to go to discussed the fact that the numbers being produced in jobs by Asian people are there, they're just not getting hired. It's targeting that specific problem that the supply is there, but they're not getting hired. And they want to target that issue of why are these people graduating with these jobs, being qualified, but companies are still 90% white, you know, and they're not hiring other Asian workers. And that's the main issue that they're trying to target with this group. Which is
Soren, and then you, and then Malik.
During their presentation, they did touch on some specifics of that sort of idea, in that there are soft skills that a lot of students, especially American students, will take for granted in being able to like understand cultural norms and so on, that aren't built into the education here at this university, which tends to be a very technical and very dry education. And the group's purpose is to cater programs and cater resources towards developing specific skills, socially and professionally, that may be lacking in some students who come from cultures and work cultures that don't necessarily align with the employers that they're looking for after graduation here. And I think that's why this group has utility on this campus. And I think that they're organized enough that even with such a narrow scope like that, they can do a lot.
I think another rebuttal to the whole thing about there already being an engineering society on campus is that with a lot of smaller clubs, you see some kids just kind of pursuing their hobby, something that might not last longer than a semester, something very isolated, very small, so on and so forth. I'm always happy to see when a prospective club is part of a larger national cohesion, and what's more, they also seem to be larger than others with, I think they said, up to 40 prospective members and already an executive board of 5-6 people. I don't think this would be something that would just evaporate overnight.
Malik, I saw your hand up.
Yeah, I also agree with that point, but with the career services and the other engineering groups, like I agree that they can be implemented with that group, like to support them. So not saying that anybody has to like take over any space, but I feel like it can be a new funnel because it is student driven. So career services can have an outlook, because if you think about it over this past year, if they did think it was a necessity to make this club, they wouldn't have even presented it. So this gives another avenue of resources for the students to kind of focus on, and it is a national chapter, so it gets backing and support from a lot more avenues than just one.
Okay. 30 seconds left. Simon?
Move to vote.
Are there any objections? Moving to vote.
Oh.
Again, A, yes, B, no, C, D, E, abstain. Son, how many do we have?
Oh,
20? Okay. That leaves 2 people. Two people, you have 10 seconds left.
Wait.
Unless, okay, if your batteries run out, then you're fine. Except for battery lost people.
There we go.
Okay.
It looks good, but I'm sure it's not.
And the results are, with 17 yeses, 3 noes, they are approved. Open the doors. So next new business, This is my last Senate, so I just wanted to say thank you, everyone. Thank you, senators. You were an amazing batch of senators. I love all of you. Again, you've been amazing this year. Your term is not over, ours is, which means that we really hope that you support the new board, that you're there for them. Give them a little slack if they're getting used to how to run things and are picking up the speed, and they're really going to rely on everybody who's been a part of this. To the new board, good luck, and I really hope you do great things next year. SGA, we really try to work for the students, and I hope you uplift that message and have your own visions that you're going to fulfill. With that, we're going to continue. Okay, exec reports, president.
Alright guys, same thing. We just finished our elections. So the first words I want to say here are thank you for the elections committee. It's been really an amazing job to work with you. It was hectic a lot. We had a lot to do in a short period. We might have made mistakes, but I think with the help of the team we were able to control things eventually and get good results. Hopefully everybody will find them satisfactory as well. I want to thank everyone here in SGA. I shared a little bit with you guys during our banquet, but once more, I want to thank everyone here for your work, senators, advisors, justices, and the executive board alike. It's been truly an amazing year. I've tried to do my best. I've been able to accomplish certain things. I haven't been able to accomplish everything I started with, but what I want to tell you is that I've given it my all, and I really hope to see everybody else in the next year to push it as far as they can to their own capabilities. I'm going to be here next year. I'm not graduating, even though a lot of people think I am. So I'm going to be a resource for whoever becomes the next president and whoever's on the executive board. That doesn't mean I'm going to commit myself, but I love SGA.
Someone quote him.
I'm getting recorded. So I truly love SGA. I've been with SGA for 4 years, and I'm going to be here for you guys. So whenever you just have a question, first ask Ryan and then ask me. But yeah, thank you all for everything, and good luck to the next executive board.
Akash?
Again, of course, very grateful for all of you. But I don't mean to bore you guys, but the UGSC needs me to go back to them with a really with important feedback. And I've already spoken to the exec board, and I've spoken to my committee. I'm obligated to speak to Senate, so I'm going to tell you guys. The school now, as of today, requires students to take a minimum of 60 hours graded, not pass-fail, at IIT if they have to graduate with honors. And the lowest.
What was it before?
What was what before?
The requirement.
It still is 60. It was 60. It was always 60 hours.
Okay.
The minimum GPA you need to have to get honors is 3.5, and then it goes to high honors, which is 3.8 and above, and then highest honors, which is 3.9 above. The proposed system, which the school is asking you guys for, is 60 hours. If a student has completed 60 hours or more, they can graduate only with honors, not high honors or highest honors. If students complete 75 graded hours or more at IIT, they can graduate with honors or high honors. And if they complete at least 90 hours, then they can graduate with highest honors, obviously. And so to compensate for that, what they're trying to do is reduce the minimum GPA requirement. I know you guys are super confused, but just bear with me. So the minimum GPA requirement would go down. So technically you'd have to essentially take more units at IIT if you want to graduate with specialty honors, but they're asking you for a lower GPA. And the reason they're doing that is to kind of balance off the advantage that transfer students get when they come here versus students who start off at IIT. And some of the ways to sort of tackle this, one, the committee suggests that they give A's to only a top like give honors to only a top percentage of the graduating class, like a top 10%, a top 15%, like they do at Stanford and the school called Case Western Reserve. And yeah, the other option is to only count the last 60 hours taken at IIT before graduation, like the GPA that you get for the last 60 hours, to determine where on that honors scale you stand. Or the third option is to eliminate the GPA of all 100 level courses that you guys take in your GPA calculation to graduate with honors. So if you guys don't like this or do like it or have suggestions to change because they're not committed to it, so yeah, I'm here to tell them that.
I just want to comment on it. I think it's a shame because if you study abroad, all of your classes are pass-fail, so it almost like affects you if you studied abroad for like a full year, because then you wouldn't be able to graduate with high honors. So if they could almost like look past that maybe, because it's different than transferring in. But like it would stink for you to like not be able to get that if you studied abroad.
Okay. Is that for all majors that you know? Study abroad?
Yeah. As far as I know,
Yeah.
if you study abroad, it's pass-fail.
The wording of honors to the top 10 or top whatever percentage of class would foster a more competitive environment rather than a collaborative environment.
That's
in
exactly what I told them
classrooms,
too.
so I'm
For sure. Yeah, none of us, even the committee or the exec board, was in favor of that anyway. I'm talking about the majority. People who have a heart. Trixie and then Soren.
I think that the one where it's like trying to eliminate transfer students. Like, what if someone's transferring from a school of greater or equal value, caliber?
They're talking about community college, and
Are they specifying that though?
yeah,
Okay.
it's transfer students who come in from community college.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the last 60 hours is the most like optimal one looking at it, because like, your first few years here, your GPA can be rocky, like being, used to college life and how to do your classes. So like probably like those last 60, like junior, senior year, or if you're doing a co-terminal, like, it may show that you be more focused and feeling better.
Right.
I'm not saying out of all the options, that's like the most.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry. Do raise your hand higher. Just
You
putting
had
it down
said
here, I
Trixie,
can't see.
then Soren, and then you went to Trixie.
Oh, really? I totally forgot.
So,
My bad.
I'm very opposed to anything above the 60-hour limit for higher honors. That doesn't seem to make any sense to me. And when you're talking about transfer credits, sort of putting aside, okay, let's not even put that aside. So there are students who come in and transfer from community colleges, and that's actually a very large portion of our student body. And the process of transferring credits is in itself supposed to say, yes, these credits were of high enough quality that the university is going to accept them. And I know I haven't been able to attend recent
I can't tell them
DSA
that. They'll
meetings,
laugh
but
in
I
my
know
face
that
and they'll
I
tell me
know
to get
that
out of
some
the
of
room.
those
Yeah.
discussions early on were very contentious around that point. But then, isn't the conversation not punishing our students who have transferred in and had different financial situations, have different life situations, and instead evaluating how we count our transfer credits?
No, that's exactly why they're putting this in place, to give benefit to students who start off at IIT and to sort of encourage them.
But then you're giving benefits to people who simply had a different situation.
Yeah, but I think solutions and suggestions, what they're trying to do is level the playing field.
I think that the 90-hour high honors qualification
ridiculous,
makes
right?
zero sense
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Okay.
Can we look
Wait,
at
I'm sorry, I thought I asked somebody from there, yes, Sarah.
I was just gonna say that one suggestion about dropping anything under than 100. I don't know what some other people did, but I know that like at least when I started, and the majority of people I've come into freshman year with, is that most of my 100s were canceled out by like honors credits, so they aren't even part of my GPA right now. So I don't know how effective that would actually be for some students to drop those grades, because they might not even be calculated into that system. And then I know like when I also have transfer credit for my community college, and like that doesn't even go into my GPA either, so I don't understand how maybe that's something with mine, but I don't know if those credits get factored into GPA or maybe that's a separate question I have.
Yeah, GPA is the average, and so the average of an IIT student would be less than an average of a transfer student, technically.
We have 2 more minutes for this
Yes,
discussion.
please.
Me? We discussed this in the exec board, but we could also try, I don't know if this got brought up to the entire group, but implement a system where we have different criteria for people who are here in the first place and people who transfer in. So maybe do the calculations after a year to see what the top bracket of the transfer students look like, the top bracket of the student body that started here our freshman year looked like, and do a percentage of that, find out where each GPA lies, and make that as a basis of how we should evaluate who gets high honor, higher honor, highest honor for both categories.
So clarification on that, you're saying to have 2 different GPA requirements for transfer students versus IIT students?
Yes, because they do that for some things. I think like they've done that before. I can't name which one though.
I think there's 2 things. One, can we look at and see what other small technology schools do in this? To like see a precedent?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of other schools here. Let me take a look at their minimum requirements.
And
But
then,
they're all like, they all start at 3.5 anyway.
Additionally, like maybe we don't have to change the actual GPA requirement for transfer students getting honors and like students who have been here the whole time getting honors, but maybe just like the classes that we select to calculate it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like 300 levels or
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. But also, if we're only counting certain classes, I feel like in the long run that could be like really discouraging to people who are like, I don't know, people could take advantage of that system, or like those classes could be devalued, and like maybe professors would feel poorly about that
Yeah.
and stuff.
That's great, but the school is majorly understaffed, and there's nobody who's willing to take on the responsibility to go through that calculation. But I will bring that up for sure. Are we done on time?
You can take 1 more comment.
Okay. Somebody who hasn't. Gina.
So I just had a quick question. Are there students that have been like complaining about what the requirements already are, or was this just something that someone's?
No, it's been brought up many times to advisors, and they're like, oh, should I take this class community college? And they're like, oh, wait a minute, it's easier for them to come in here. Like somebody who does math 100 at a community college versus math 100 equivalent here are probably gonna get it's a lot harder here. And so even if they transfer in, the transfer student, that just doesn't count.
I have a weird idea. Maybe we could have
Trixie.
Yes.
We're off on time.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
Anyone that has any
Anyone else?
further
Yeah, just tell me after.
comments or questions, please talk to Akash after the meeting.
But thank you guys again. Like I said, y'all have been awesome, and please carry on and continue the awesome work you guys have been doing. Thank you.
Your communications. Jelani says peace out. Student life, Chandron. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry guys, I haven't aware that this is my last Senate hearing, so I'm still talking a lot of issues that we have. So yeah, we have TAB meetings on 27th, and David, Kaylin were there with the 3 directors from OTS. So a lot of achievements. So basically the Hawkeye version 2.0 will come in the fall, and also there will be a lot of new functions, like they try to add access of the Blackboard through Hawkeye, and also public safety tracking, and also they will do the My IT redesign during the summer, and also I know that they were going to work with Dinstead and Ryan to make the new student orientation and make them full with Hawkeye app. And also for the complaints about the lab computers, to often they updated the software to the system to Windows 10, and they replaced it with the solid state drive, make it faster. And also for the endless complaint to the Wi-Fi, the Comcast will come to do the reshuffle. Hopefully it will work better. And yeah, we were hoping to have a town hall. Probably this semester too busy, so probably it will be postponed to next semester. And we had SGA on the bridge, a lot of stickers, a lot of ideas. We collected the whole page of ideas, suggestions, from small suggestions like add a coffee machine in MSV, add a microwave in Stewart building, add paper towel in the bathroom, or small stuffs, and to the big ideas that because some students they feel like our night IT is lacking nightlife. We should be there should be more social activities during the night. Yeah, a lot of stuff, and we collected in the drive, prepared it for the next VP, next Student Life Committee to work on. And yeah, finally I want to say thank you. I really thought that I can stay up to the next Senate, but since this is the last time, I really want to thank all of my committee members, and thank you. It is you that works so hard, makes a lot of our projects realize, and I really want to thank everyone in SGA. I learned a lot of stuff from you guys. Thank you.
Finance Board Chair Sungmin.
Okay. So I'll keep this short, Kurt. First of all, as all the exec boards have previously done, it's been nice working with everyone here, Senate, especially my finance board advisors, J board too. It's been interesting. So once again, I'll be seeing you all. So goodbye. That wasn't supposed to be a joke, but moving on. Technically speaking, we don't officially move out now, but in 2 weeks I'll be still working on things, so new advisors will be rolling in. For example, I'm gonna be inaugurating one member today, Sakshan Malik. He's been trained throughout the entire semester actually, so he's one of the few candidates that has been trained the entire time. It was an experiment to see if it was actually going to be useful and good. He had no voting privileges, he had no motion privileges. He had nothing fun about finance board. He did recording work, so it was pretty bad for him. He's been bugging me to inaugurate him, and here's the day. So I'll let him take the stage. Now. So what I can vouch for is he's been trained. He's sat in 3 hearings. Come up. He sat in 3 hearings. He's got experience and a lot of how we work. He's been trained to become director next semester, so hopefully he gets passed. If not, that'd be funny.
So, hi everyone. I'm gonna keep it really short because I was not informed that I had to come up to you and speak. So it's been amazing working with finance board even as a trainee, where I had no privileges, but I still got to know a lot about SGA, and now I'm fully prepared. I'm ready to fire. So let's hope for the best. Thank you, everyone.
So we are gonna vote. We're gonna have to.
Questions?
Oh yeah. Before we do that, can you stay up here so we can have any questions for you, please? We'll have about 5 minutes of questions, unless there are fewer questions. So.
So we can ask you all the advisors.
Yes, Yes, I can.
Alright, so can you briefly describe what finance board do?
Finance board is there to allocate all of students' activities fund to all
Not the
organizations.
textbook definition. What do they do?
Nice one.
They're here to be unbiased towards every student on campus.
I'm sorry, let me state my question a little clearer now.
Yes, go ahead.
What is the process of an organization from proposing the funding to until they get the allocation? What is the process there?
The president sits down with the treasurer. They discuss about what events they're gonna do, whatever stuff they're gonna need for it. They prepare a detailed budget with the treasurer, and maybe sometimes the president as well. Mostly the exec members come to us with their budget. We discuss with them. We advise them as to what should they do, what should not they do. If they're sometimes they are given the budget is given back to them so that they can re-propose to us because there are some minor faults. But if it's perfect, we pass it on to the next stage, which is the comment stage, and we comment upon it. If there's something wrong, like it's just given back to them. But if everything's right, it's passed on to the hearing stage. All the finance board members sit down and discuss upon that matter, discuss upon that budget. Whatever seems fair enough, we vote upon it. A majority of vote makes it pass through. We allocate the budget to them the very next day.
What's your plan for next semester? Like, let's be honest. I'm trusting you to be in the board next semester. I'm not gonna be here, so I want you to be held responsible for whatever you want to shape the board to be like in the coming semester to the rest of Senate and the student body.
So, like basically outline what you want from that person.
No, what do you want to do with finance board? What do you
what
want to
I want
see?
for
What
myself or
changes you
others?
want to make for the student body?
He's got the chair.
I don't care. Told him I'll give him a hard time till then.
Okay, since the next semester, there's just gonna be like about 4 people who really have worked with finance board till now. They're relatively old members, so they are the ones who really know what to do and how to do. There's gonna be new advisors. We're gonna work with them. We're gonna sit down with them, explain everything to them, so that they know how unbiased we have to be to every person, every organization on campus, and that's pretty much that's a great step. That's gonna be a great step because that's gonna help more students come be integrated with the finance board. Sometimes people feel that finance board does not have a very good image because we deny them budgets, but they don't see that we sometimes give more money for the thing that really is deserving, or there's something wrong in the budget, and maybe they didn't mention some taxes that were supposed to be there, and we do fund them for it. So I'm gonna work with finance board. I'm gonna expect other members to give their maximum time and effort to integrate it more with the student body to make it extremely transparent. That's it.
Okay, Nathan's the last one.
Move to vote.
Okay.
Hold on, we gotta have discussion removed. Thank you very much. Sungmin, I'm gonna ask, can you please step outside while we discuss and vote, as well as Sungmin and any present finance board advisors.
Everyone, let's go.
I currently see 2.
Nope. Wait, there's another one.
Nina, you as well.
Nina.
You too.
What about prospective ones?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, anybody that's currently associated with finance board.
Anyone
as in, like,
associated with finance board? That
as-
is Eric, you, who else?
here.
Where's Jillian? Let's say ahead. Yeah, I'm taking some senators with me too.
She's not here today.
There's so many.
Does Ori count?
Ari doesn't.
Okay.
He's no longer on finance board, and he does not count. I'll call you back in. Okay, can I hear a motion for discussion, please?
Motion move to discuss for 5 minutes.
Second?
Yes.
Okay. Goals are.
That poor kid went through all that. Did not know. And he was gonna go through all that. So motion to vote, or move to vote.
Well, let's
Wait,
discuss.
are there any objections?
No.
All right, we're going to voting. He's gonna be so surprised because in like 2 minutes.
Is it motion to vote?
She already did, yes. Okay, she meant move to vote instead of motion vote.
Yeah,
right?
move.
Yeah.
I said motion and I said move.
I second the move, not the motion.
A, yes, B, no, C, D, E, abstain. Nobody who's voting, Sungmin. Sungmin's the only one who's affecting the vote, right?
Yeah.
It just takes you to figure out.
So then there should be
It's right
two
there.
more.
Yes, we're good, right?
One more.
Oh, one more.
There should be 19.
Oh my gosh.
People keep hitting the button like.
Everyone just hit your buttons. There we go, okay. And the results are unanimous, yes. All right, everyone looked really solemn when he walked up to me.
I'm pretty sure they heard us claps. Yeah.
We clapped? We should have
We're clapping because we
Justice has welcome back, welcome back.
He was a little upset.
He's not coming back. You don't want stuff.
I will have you email the results tomorrow. Kill you. Cool. All right, next, Sun.
I usually be quick, but this time I'm going to take a little longer. So basically, last Friday we have two cases, both in both with the Senate. First case is the impeachment of VP of Communication. Basically, he have not been attending meeting, which is not why we impeach him, but what the reason because he left his committee in the dark. One of the committee member literally say, "We don't know what we do in this committee," and I'm pretty sure any member of the communication committee can testify his missing a meeting and a lack of duty. So basically, why are we impeach him right now when we're gonna have a new VP of communication in about an hour? It's not for him. We believe that this is the motion for the new exec board. Basically, if you are voted in by the student, if you don't do your job, you don't just walk away with your lie in your resume. And that's why we decided to impeach him. Basically, the decision that judicial board made is to go back.
Sorry.
To censure
Bad
him.
laptop.
Censure him, which is basically a vote of disapproval. You guys got a vote saying that we don't really believe in this guy. He did not do a good job as a VP of communication, and I highly recommend Tech News publish that. And also, we also recommend the Senate to remove him from office. So basically, just letting the future exec board know it is possible for even finance board chair and chief of justice and senators too. So you guys can start discussing right now.
Hold on, Leo?
Discussion.
Okay, yeah, so, can I hear a motion to open discussion on this?
May I clarify what's happening real quick?
Yeah.
Can you clarify what their duty is in this situation, Son?
Duty of who?
Senate's
The
job.
Senate, right here, for the vote of censure, we will need 2/3 of the vote, and for the vote of removal of office, we need 3/4 of the vote to remove him from office.
Okay,
So
and
you're
to
opposed.
kind of add a
And-
little bit more to what San was saying, so part of it is, yes, I mean, fine, Leo, you say it.
Alright, so I'm assuming we're starting discussion.
Just, you're adding to
Fine,
this.
fine. So just to clarify everything for you guys furthermore, first of all, I want to say, let me step up for the mic. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to Jelani for everything he has done. In the first semester, he has worked a lot with us and he helped with a lot of things. Unfortunately, over time, we have started to seeing him give less and less. Other commitments may have came up with his life. That is up to him. However, we have a procedure in SGA that we have to respect. And we have actually given warnings and extra periods before we went through with this procedure. From what I know, so far to this point, he has missed 7 meetings in this semester, which is a lot. Senators could be impeached after 2 meetings, according to our constitution. He has been issued a warning after his 3rd meeting, and on the 4th missed meeting is when we started talking about impeachment and filed it for the judicial board. The decision of the judicial board after that filing was what's on the screen right now. They made the decision to release the censure from you guys and the removal of office, which is what you have to vote on here today. The one more concern that San had talked about was his lack of commitment to his committee. And the fact that if he had been doing a better job, the communications committee would have been moving forward better, and SGA as a result would have been moving forward better. So that has affected us as well. And again, this is a commitment from us, executive board, to hold everyone accountable, and this is something important for us to move forward. Everybody here, the candidates today, will be able to see this firsthand, but it is important for us to uphold this. It's up to you to vote yes or no, but I just wanted to clarify.
Okay. Now I'm gonna open up discussion for 5 minutes.
Can you extend 5 more minutes, full 10 minutes all at once?
You can't
Let's
say.
wait for the 5 minutes to first happen. Hold on.
So you know you can talk about it, so we can't do that right.
Okay. Yes.
I think that the precedent of impeachment is a very good one to set. A healthy government is one in which no position is stable, and it is clear that anyone has the potential to be replaced.
And that is essentially why we did choose to move forward with this, even though that like his term would be over this time anyways, to kind of show that we want to uphold accountability, and that the next board and anybody who's on SGA needs to realize that there is a model of accountability for a reason. Kissa.
Okay, being part of the communications committee, I agree with what everyone has said, but I do want to say that he did really try, you know, the hardest he could this semester, because, well, no, he basically got scheduled for work every time on Wednesday, even though he specified that he cannot work, and he quit his job a month ago just so he could, you know, do a better job at this, or I don't know what happened, but he quit his job a month ago, I think, and he's doing something else now. But, and it was also, at least for me, it was a lack of time, and it was basically a lack of time and motivation on my end that I could not do a lot of things, and I don't really blame him for that. That's all I want to say.
So just some information from the hearing is that basically we have some evidence say that he actually claimed that he stopped working at his job around February, but then like he still keep missing the committee meeting, and also why he after received the warning we didn't really see any effort from him try to improve, and he didn't even try to go to the impeachment hearing. He basically forfeited the right to be there. So from the judicial board side, from our perspective, we didn't see any goodwill.
Okay. At least from my perspective, I don't blame him for what I did not do.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you, Kissa. Sorry.
I think that there is no doubt that Jelani, especially this semester, grossly neglected his paper duties. Now, with that in mind, I don't think that a censure vote is something that we should work towards. I think that publicly stating disapproval of him for being overwhelmed at a point in his life and maybe reacting to that in a bad way, this is something that when some employer looks up his name, they're going to see it. And there may be feelings of anger surrounding his behavior this semester, and he definitely has neglected his duties. But Jelani also, this year, spurred on a major focus on service and communications committee. Jelani has worked on many different projects with our senators, and yes, he has neglected his duties. And I think that he very much deserves to be impeached from the position, and I think that precedent should be set. But I don't think this should be a witch hunt.
Adina.
Just so you know why he has to go to work is because his parents do not fund him. He supports himself. He worked a minimum wage job. He had $30 to spend on groceries a week. So he cannot afford to miss work. But I do, so I don't, yeah, of course I'm going to defend him. But like, yeah, he neglected his job and he knew that. But he had to work to feed himself, to put a roof over his head, and to attend school, to pay for books. That's just how his life turned out to be.
Well, John Simon.
I think I wanted to clarify what the censure is. It's not saying that we have no confidence in Jelani. It's that we have no confidence in that he can fulfill his duties in this role.
Okay, it was not any sort of like personal attack on him. It was, can you fulfill your duties? When the judicial board felt that he could not fulfill his duties.
So why isn't it impeachment?
Hold on, Adina.
The,
Okay.
Yeah, so I
Just,
thought you called it.
please, no, I didn't. I meant, like, raise your hand before you respond.
May I respond?
Please repeat your question again.
Yeah,
You're
why
here.
isn't the impeachment
Oh, I just want to clarify. This is our suggestion, which we believe is what fair to the situation, but the Senate can vote up until that point. They don't really have to censure and remove, but like it's your right to pick the punishment.
Okay, I need to hear a motion to extend.
Motion to extend.
Motion to extend.
Move to extend time by 5 minutes.
Second.
Alright. Okay. Someone.
Adding on to San's statement, because I was going to make the statement, we can also move down in the punishment level or whatever it is. So please keep in mind that whatever decision the Senate makes. What?
What is that?
That's up to you guys to decide.
Son, for clarification purposes, can you explain how that can be done?
Basically, you cannot suggest anything higher than what we suggest. Anything lower than that is fine. Let's say you only want to remove him without any censure, that's okay. You want to censure him without removing him from the office, that's also okay. But like, you cannot do higher than that. You cannot censure, remove, and make him do something else. So that's what it meant.
Okay. Nathan?
So again, communications committee. Jelani had a lot of ideas, and I think everything that we did in communications committee, because he did miss a lot of meetings. There were a lot of meetings where it was just us in the communications committee. We had a lot of ideas from him, and I think that's where a large portion of the future is going to go off, and I think that's where a large part of where the work that we did came from. So he definitely was a powerhouse of ideas. I just think we just lack a plan and direction. So I think impeachment is deserved, and I think it's good, but I feel conflicted because he did something, and he passed off these ideas to us, and we executed them to the best we could, but
sorry. First time here, but just want to say, I see that the communication system is a kind of starving process. Why don't you try to figure out if someone can replace his job directly and keep the process, don't stop it. Because that's the only place missing, I see today.
Son?
Oh, so to answer your question, basically, he's still the VP of communication. We don't really replace him until he stepped down. Yeah.
Can I answer that directly?
Yes.
I just feel, even though the person is not correct and make some mistake, something in trouble, but the whole work cannot be stopped. You're supposed to find someone else to do the work immediately. That's what I feel. Sorry, it's just an idea.
To address that point, the results of the election, so his position is going to be turned over right now anyways. That's what, the results of the election will be announced tonight, and there will be a new VP of Communications who will be sworn in at the next session.
Thank you.
Okay, I saw a lot of hands. Soren, you've had your hand up for a while, and then I'm going to go over for Maureen, and then Thomas.
A couple minutes ago, we got clarification on structurally what censure is. But when this was first presented to us, when San came up, he said, I want this printed in Tech News, I want all of this. And the tone of that came off very differently from structurally what that is. And I think that the way that censure is structured, there really is no utility to adding that on top of impeachment.
I'm very sure I say high suggest. That was not an order. That was a suggestion to Tech News.
That wasn't the point there. The point was the tone when you came up came off as anger and attacking and wanting the whole world to know we don't like Jelani. That's how that came off.
That's personal.
We're going to move on from this discussion point. We had Malik and then Thomas. We'll bring it back.
Yeah, my only question is, like, besides all of the emotions behind this or whatever, and I hear a lot of people like in defense and those who are, against it or however it's depicted. My only question is, like, you said he wasn't there for the hearing to represent himself.
No.
So that's just my biggest thing as to that why, and as to why he isn't representing himself, is to mention the points. That's all. Yeah.
Well, it's not my turn, but I guess quick respond. Jelani was aware of the hearing and the hearing time, but he didn't make an effort to reach out to reschedule, and he had 15 minutes before class to come to the beginning of the hearing at least.
Just for clarification, we have a statement of him say he forfeit the right to be at the hearing.
Okay, we have 20 seconds left. Did you want to make a?
It's fine.
Okay. If there's going to be a motion to extend, I will only allow 2 more minutes, and then this conversation will have to move to a vote. Can I hear?
To extend 2
Move
minutes.
to extend by 2 minutes.
Okay. We'll just stop this after readings. Okay. Sorry.
From recent
No.
conversations.
Sorry,
with-
Soren. It was Thomas first, and then yeah.
Well, so the judicial
And now
board,
I
you
can see.
based your recommendations on Giovanni's performance and how that aligns with that outlined in our bylaws, correct? So it's really only based on how well he did his job. So there's no consideration of personal circumstance or any of that. That's not what we're looking at. Okay. Okay, great. So I'm clear.
Okay. Soren quickly.
From conversations with Jelani, I get the impression, this hasn't been said explicitly to me, but I get the impression that he skipped the hearing because he knew the result and knew that the result was just, essentially, that he knew he had neglected his duties. I mean, he sent a message to the committee's group chat, a very thorough apology for his behavior, and he knew that he was wrong. And I think that we shouldn't be piling on to this point of him forfeiting his right to the hearing as evidence that he doesn't care or that he's scorning it. I think it's defeat. And I think that he knows he did wrong, and he doesn't want to contest that.
Okay, Olivia?
So I understand that this is supposed to be setting a precedent for future VPs and everyone in Senate. But what was it, 7 missed meetings and?
Six.
Okay, it's supposed to be 4.
Seven.
I just see it like, if someone were to, the future VP of any of the committees or whatever, like saw that and say, oh, well, they didn't do anything until it was like the end, so it doesn't even matter. Like, I don't know if it's setting like a really good precedent, cause we've waited so long to like bring it to trial, so that's just.
Leah, do you want to respond on why we waited?
Yeah, so again, constitutionally, first of all, it's not very clear what the executive board needs to do before they get impeached. Why would they be ground for impeachment? It is clear for senators, but not for the executive board. So from my perspective, I'm just gonna walk you through it really quickly. He has missed 3 meetings so far through this semester, and I came up to talk to him, and we had a conversation, and that's when I learned that he lost his job. So that kind of took me back. I was like, okay, it seems like you've had personal issues. Hopefully we'll be able to continue together just fine. I gave him a warning. I was like, if anything happens after that, we're gonna have to go with a procedure. And he said, sounds good. Next time I hear that he got another job, and now he's missing his Monday executive meetings because of that job. And he missed 1 after that. And that's when I was like, okay, we have to do something about it. I was busy during that week, and I only got to it the Monday after. But that Monday, he happened to miss his 5th meeting. And when that happened, that Monday night is when I filed it, and then when we went through the procedure, by the time we get to the judicial board hearing on that Friday, the Wednesday before, he missed his committee meeting. So we have a lot of meetings, and that's why they're accumulating. We tried to do it fast, and we tried to do it not like as early as 2 or 3 meetings, and that's why it has extended. I don't wanna add more to it, but I guess one point that was brought up during the hearing was that there was no communication of missing meetings. I would not get any messages that he's going to miss a meeting. And after the meeting, I would reach out to hear why he has missed a meeting, and he would never respond. And I still to date do not know why some of the meetings were missed until I hear from someone else that maybe for work or for something else. That also has been a concern of let us know so we can work with you, but that didn't always happen.
Okay, so we are done with time, and I think a lot of the reasonings and what people are saying are starting to go into a loop. What I'm gonna say for this vote, because I have heard So we have the proposed one of impeachment and censure, but what also is being tossed around a lot is impeachment is viable enough, but we don't need censure. The way I'm gonna do this voting is A will be impeachment with censure, B will be just impeachment, no censure, C will be no to anything, C, D, E, sorry. C would be abstain and D.
Unless there's other suggestions.
I'll like to suggest one.
Not C is abstain.
C is no, D and E are abstain. Sungmin.
I like to suggest one. No impeachment, no censure, formal apologies to the Senate Specialist Board, and leave it as that.
Will, you were gonna say something?
I would just like to clarify what impeachment is. It's being charged or brought to trial for something. In this case, negligence of the VP of Communications duties. So that's already happened.
Sorry,
He's already been
removal of
impeached.
office instead of.
So we don't need to vote on his. It's already happened. He's already been brought to a trial.
Okay.
So we're not voting on that. Okay. Oh.
So, and sorry, I misused the word impeachment for that then. It should have been that removal of office instead, correct?
Yeah, if that's what you were referring to,
Yes.
Pat, then yes.
Okay. So,
An impeachment can lead to a censure and removal from office.
What?
Where is the
okay.
What's
In order-
censure add to? What's different from A and B?
I can't read it to be
The
honest.
Removal
censure-
of office and censure versus removal only.
Censure was an official statement saying that he is not fit to fulfill his duties, what Will was explaining earlier.
Haven't we already done that if we're removing him from office?
Not exactly. Will-
Not officially.
I said apology, but I meant like an explanation. Like, can you put parentheses explanation?
D. Nothing. E is abstain.
Oh, no.
No, E is abstain.
Should they be abstaining?
Yes.
They have the option to.
Leo,
This
could
is
you, like, that's what I said for C, but I want an addition of like, not just an apologies, but an explanation of his situation, because some of these things I heard now.
Okay, so C is an apology / explanation.
Things that I've never heard about, I heard now.
Cicely?
What form would that official statement be in?
I don't know what you're asking.
The
censure?
The
The
censure.
The censure is not an official statement by any sort of
That's what the
person.
internet says.
Okay, it is a it is a statement by a legislative body saying that they have no confidence.
It's
Where would that
a
reflect is what I'm
severe
I
asking.
don't know.
disapproval,
It's not in our Constitution.
typically in a formal statement.
Then,
Maybe it would go to tech news.
we're not
That's
gonna-
your job to
Right.
decide.
Okay.
If
I just
we
wanted to
do
know that.
vote on a censure, the mode of delivery would be something we discuss afterwards, such as if it's on tech news, website, put at the next Senate meeting, whatever that is. So,
I don't know if this help you guys out. The censure is basically you say, oh, you did not fit for your job, so this is why we moved you. But like without it, it's gonna be like we understand you have difficulty, so you couldn't do your job. So, but we still have to remove you. Is that a little clearer?
okay. Are these hands raised for the voting options? David, then
So
Adina.
when we vote, is this to then vote on that specific one? So like if we
Yes.
choose A, we have to then vote on both parts?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why we,
No, wait. A means you already agree for both of them. B
Yes.
means you don't agree for censure, but you agree for removal only.
unless there was somebody who wanted just a censure and not removal, but that doesn't make sense.
Can we
Adina.
move to
I don't think it's right to ask for an explanation about his personal life. Just my opinion,
Okay,
I just
what,
don't think it's right.
Maybe
we're
it's
gonna
a
keep
little
that,
personal.
hold on, Sungmin. We'll keep the option open for the sake of how much he wants to explain. That's not our position to say so, this is true. But that option can remain because it gives him the opportunity to do so if we choose so, that's gonna be the one we go with. Again, we can't force anybody to say, now divulge all of your personal life explanations or whatever. Okay, yes?
In the event that we were to vote for C and say he were to perhaps fail to
we already lowered it, we can.
He'll be already out of office.
Yeah.
That would
There's no
be,
point.
yeah, I mean, that's, I guess, the gamble that's taken. If we do vote for asking for an apology or explanation and he chooses to not show up or deliver that, then that's the highest sentence we can give. Okay, we're gonna move to voting now. Again, please, the options again are A, you choose to, you're voting for removing from office as well as issuing a censure, both. B, removing from office only. C, asking for an apology / explanation, which is up to Jelani's jurisdiction on whether or not he will give that.
That's good.
D, none of the above, and E is abstain. I will open the voting
Can you do like a
How
countdown?
many votes do we need again?
Everyone just vote.
now.
Son, how many votes?
20 should be
No, how many? Three-fourths, two-thirds.
For removal of office, we need 3/4.
Three-fourths.
Just to clarify, we need 3/4 for removal from office.
So it won't happen.
If you vote
So-
A, it's also count for removal, just letting you know. A and B are both for removal. Just different type of removal.
We're voting now. Please keep the discussions down.
No, we don't have to vote again.
Just letting you know, like A and B are both removable from office. So if A plus B is more than 3/4, it will be removed from
What's
office.
the cutoff for censure then?
3/4. So let me do the math.
Censure's 2/3.
Censor is 2/3, but removal is
Well, but then if you're removing him, that's already, if you're counting that, that already meets the,
A and B all contain removal.
If for some reason A already got like the 3/4 by itself, then yes. But in the case that between A and B together,
So
they're 3/4, and
we
it's
have
just
20, so we need 15 to remove him from office.
There's one more person.
we need one more vote.
What's that?
You got 10 seconds.
Okay.
Okay. And the results are
What the fuck?
All right, so basically it's nothing.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, oh, sorry. It's not removal.
It's not removal, it's nothing. Sorry.
we needed yes vote.
What is happening doesn't entirely make any sense. What you guys should be voting for is what you are then going to vote for.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what you've now decided is now you're going to decide, since you voted for B, now you're going to decide whether we can get a 3/4 majority to now remove him from office.
Sorry for the confusion on that one. We've never had such a distributed voting.
There was one.
Now-
I got kicked out after 3 meetings.
Hold on. Now we will vote. This voting will only be for removal of office. You will either vote A, yes, B, no, or C, D, and E for abstain. Does that make sense? Okay. You can begin. You have until 30 seconds.
Give me a sec.
Yes? Okay. And the results are
Oh god.
14, all right.
it needed to be 15.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's safe.
So nothing happens.
All right.
Thank you for your patience, everyone. From
All right,
this,
so we still have another case.
this is a very interesting Senate meeting for anyone that is attending for the first time. Okay.
All
The
right.
second case.
Second case is when for the General Assembly concerning the SAC Senator Chair. You guys already know about this. So to summarize of the order is we approve SAC to be an official Senate seat. But for starting next semester, SAC we have to, at the second Senate hearing of fall semester, SAC we have to propose 3 candidates for the senator seat, and the Senate will vote to pick one of them to be the senator. That's the order. And also, because we want to prevent some precedent where every community have a representative, we also suggest a change of constitution, which will go into the bylaws under senatorial election code. Basically, if a community want to have a senator that represent them in the Senate, they will have to submit a statement to the president. The president will then assemble a Senate shaping committee. We didn't really have a better name for that, but SSC it is. This committee contains the president, SGA advisor, representative from OCL, and where is it? Oh, Center of Research and Services, and 2 to 5 students. They will sit together and see if we actually need the Senate seat. If they say yes, we need the Senate seat, they will present that to the Senate, and we will need 3/4 of the vote for the Senate to approve the seat to be official. It's not done yet. Then the Senate seat will be on trial period, which is 2 semesters. And after 2 semesters, the committee, the SSC will sit together again, review the case, say, all right, past year we have the Senate seat, was it really necessary? And they have full power to say no if they feel like it doesn't fit. All right, that's a suggestion for the amendment of bylaws. So officially I have to announce it to you guys, and you guys can discuss, think about it, but you're not gonna vote for it right now.
What I'm gonna do is I will email this out to the senators later, and I want you to read through this carefully, make sure you know, and then we will discuss at the next Senate, once you have had a chance to actually read through the verbiage, and then you will also vote during that Senate on this.
Just to clarify, SAC Senate seat was passed without condition. Basically, they don't have to go through this process.
So Olivia stays as a senator, is the takeaway from that.
Good. All right, any question regarding the
Over there.
process or anything?
So you're amending the Constitution to have a better process
Yes.
for adding senators.
We believe that some rules or some criteria is not good enough because, you know, it's vary from case by case. We should let a decision to the people.
Okay. And this all revolves around the issues with PRISM and involving the student liaison project, correct?
And potentially any community that want to have Senate seat, yes.
Okay. Final question.
Yes.
Would there be any interest in an alternative solution? Myself and some other senators have been working on an alternative solution for some time.
Do you have an alternative? Do you have that solution right now, or within the next 2 weeks?
I actually have it in the works right now. It is not ready yet. It is far from ready, but it is in an operable position.
Basically,
One second. Would you be able to get it to me by next Wednesday? Is that a doable deadline?
In a completed form?
Yes. Because any voting amendment has to be proposed to Senate a week prior to the Senate that they need to vote on. So that would be the latest I could accept it, where they can review it and then decide on to vote on either that one or this one or neither.
Is there anything I should say about this beforehand?
Oh.
Maybe for the information of the Senate, or should that be something else?
yeah, just one little thing I want to add is we judicial body want to see this process, or at least we want to have an official process. So we basically put a responsibility on the president. So the upcoming president, here's your first responsibility, just letting you know.
I think, to answer your question, to kind of, we'll wait until you've actually like solidified your idea completely, just so you, in case anything changes later, we don't have misinformation that happens. So next Wednesday, if you want to submit what your proposal is, along with like maybe a paragraph explanation or elaboration upon it, then we can send that, and then also when we discuss at the next Senate,
Alright.
you can talk about it.
Thank
Does
you.
that seem fair? Okay. Sungmin.
Question to Merritt, he doesn't have to answer. May I ask which senators you've been working with this with?
Me. There's your answer.
No, I just wanted to know.
Why are you saying
What?
Sorry.
Okay, you guys. Sorry.
It should be noted that any amendment should be presented at any time, so this could be passed and then that could be passed whenever you're comfortable.
I just think it's a salient issue at the moment.
Of course, I just don't want the, presented in a week to necessarily be the only option if you don't think that it's able to be done.
which is why I asked if the week deadline seemed fair enough, just so that it would make sense to vote on both of them if, in case of voting yours in to contradict something that has already been approved or something like that. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for hanging in there, guys. We're getting through this. We're almost at the end. Events chair Adina has no updates.
No, but I'm not leaving.
Yeah. Oh. I was gonna say there's no goodbye from her because
A new events chair, then I'm leaving.
the board members that are not affected by this election are our events chair, our chief justice, and our secretary. The new board has jurisdiction to appoint new members if they do feel so, but that will be up to the new board to decide, and they're the ones that are staying on the board for now at least. Leah?
Adina, I received an email that the pens are here.
Depends on what?
The pens. Pens.
Here.
It's an update from her committee.
Yeah, I just saw that. Thanks. Thank you. We ordered pens.
Yay! Giveaway. All right. There is no senator report, and next we will have the SGA spotlight. Can I have a drum roll, please? Caitlin. So, a brief thing. Anyone that's new to Senate or doesn't know what this is, every week we have nominations. Actually, all the time we have nominations coming in for SGA members that are doing an extraordinary job, or people feel like they've gone above and beyond. And then the executive board meets together to discuss the nominees, and they picked this week Caitlin because she has done very well with her projects, including getting healthier options in the vending machines, helping to establish and now chair the technology advisory board, and she is also currently working on the student space project with Gabriel Connors. So keep up the great work. Thank you, Caitlin. Again, the link is at the bottom. Feel free to nominate any committee member, exec member, senator, advisor, justice, any member of SGA to be our SGA spotlight. Cool. And now we get to the fun part, election results. I know that's what a lot of you have been waiting for, so thank you for being patient.
Not drum roll? Drum roll?
Oh, hold on. So first, we'd like to recognize the Elections Committee for their work and give a round of applause. They have put countless hours into meeting every week to plan things, to advertise, to get the dates, to reshuffle when candidates don't submit their stuff on time, to kind of figure out how to get everything going, to paint windows, to do whatever they can to try to
clean windows. Shout out to Ethan.
we need to, windows cleaning.
I'm not cleaning any of that.
Ethan, you are not responsible for cleaning windows. Don't worry. So thank you again for that. And now we will get to the results. So we will talk about the turnout between the different years. So the turnout in 2014, 783 people. For 2015, 504, including 504 Illinois Tech students and 4 Vandercook students. Yeah, Vandercook! 2016, we had 1,162 Illinois Tech students, 5 Vandercook students, and 3 Scheimer students. Yeah. This year we had 1,046, so around the same amount as last year. Unfortunately, we didn't have any Vandercook or Scheimer students voting this year. It was about 14.3% of the student body, which for Illinois Tech, that's not Leo.
Yeah. So my apologies, I forgot one more member who actually stepped in from outside of SGA to help us in the elections committee, who is Mette Morris.
Yes.
Sorry for forgetting that, but please recognize him.
Yes. Okay, so those are the figures for the turnouts. Now, the results for the Vice President of Communications. Drum roll, please. Congratulations. gentlemen, take it around. People want you in this position. Real male vibrant. Okay, next we have Vice President of Academic Affairs. Congratulations. Okay, following up, Vice President of Student Life. Congratulations. This was, of course, there were a lot of candidates going, and I'm going to say this for everybody that's running. Congratulations to the people who do win, but for if you did not win, we're going to recognize how the hard work you put in. Obviously, a lot of people were behind you. You didn't win, but we still want you to be involved, and if you're not graduating, try again next year. I know, I'm not done yet, I'm just saying. There's more positions. Okay, Finance Board Chair. Executive Vice President. The next meeting will be Alyssa. This was a close race. So Alyssa had a game and could not be here at the moment, but congratulations to her. Yeah. Okay, and finally, President, the leader of SGA. Morgan Peters. Congratulations to Morgan. It was a close race again. And to all of the new members, I say congratulations. This is your new board for SGA. Can any of the new members please stand up so we can see your faces? I'm sorry. I will fix that. Yeah. Okay, but will you stand up anyway?
Wait, so are you guys not the exec board? No.
They haven't been voted in. I mean, sworn in yet. So these will be your new faces of the exec board for SGA next year. They're not sworn in yet, but yes. So congratulations. All right, with that, we will have open floor. Does anybody have anything they wish to announce or discuss? And this applies to non-SGA members as well. Sungmin.
Move to impeach Leo prior to the inauguration.
Overruled.
I'm serious.
I just have a few words for new exec board. Please fulfill your duty, even if the Senate will not remove you from office. There was something that is less than removal, but could have been worse, and only will require by 2/3 vote. Just letting you know. So please fulfill your duty, and congratulations.
So, for the new board, I do want to say welcome to your positions. Congratulations again. You have these positions that you're going to be filling, and that means you probably have your own visions. You're going to be getting into this, stepping right in. We will swear you in next Senate meeting because we need to transition you first. Constitutionally, we have to do a transition meeting, and then we can do the oath of office. But Alyssa's not here, otherwise I would warn her to be prepared to lead the next Senate meeting. It's better than last year. Mette made me close out this meeting. She's lucky for not having to do that. Everybody else, congratulations to anybody that ran and did not get it. I do want to applaud you for a really good campaign. The debates, advertisements, please stay involved. We would love to have you as members of SGA in whatever way you could get involved anyways. And run again next year if you can.
Congratulations to everybody who ran and everybody who will be new leaders for next year. I'm really excited to see the ladies and Nathan, but representative of young women on the board, which is awesome. Not to take anything away from everybody else, but I just want to note it at an institution like this. That's kind of really cool. So thank you, everybody. So, we're gonna talk about a proposed new coffee cafe bistro thingy in the Pritzker Club.
24/7.
So Dexter's gonna present it and talk to you about what all that means. Yes.
So it would be replacing what Pritzker Club is, or is it an addition?
It will be replacing it, complete with renovations. So, the welcome center desk, this is all proposed. The provost and I and Sodexo were meeting at the end of April, but we wanted to make sure students had input in what the process is, what the proposal is. So I invite you all to please attend that, or come see me, or talk to David, because he'll have a lot of information as well, or Ryan, or any, I want to make sure you guys have the input that you need. So like the welcome desk will become the coffee place, so that means center court, or not center court, I didn't say that. Global Grounds, now the rumor will be center court's going on, it's not. Global Grounds will close, and the coffee plus bistro menu up for comments. And then, but like I said, full renovations. It's not gonna be the welcome desk with like a cappuccino machine in the corner. It should be really nice. But I encourage you to go and get all the information, and then it'll be open for questions, comments, concerns. This is not a done deal. It is absolutely out there for input. So, yeah.
Sorry?
One more thing, for anybody who may have run in this election and didn't get the position, if you are a resident on campus, the Residence Hall Association, which deals with housing and dining issues, is opening up nominations for its next executive board on Friday. You will see a lot of information about that. We have one executive board position that's open to residents who are RAs, but the rest of the executive board positions are non-RA residents. So if you're a resident and you're not an RA next year, we would love to see you on our own board.
Okay. Agla, I saw your hand.
Yeah, I'll ask the question regarding the new addition of the food advisory.
Board meeting,
Or
yes.
board.
Okay.
Yeah,
David?
so just to say that that meeting's gonna be at 3:15 in the Pritzker Club on Friday.
Alright. Anybody else? Leah?
Two things. I'm gonna look at Aaron and ask, are we cleaning the windows after this meeting?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, anybody here, please, like, it'll be done in 10 minutes if we have 10 people. It's
No, like seriously, guys, we're ending a little tiny bit early-ish. Like, just come over and help us. Like, it's awful if you
what
don't
a
have
great
enough
idea, I'll
people.
do it.
So just
It doesn't mean you.
No one else is having
Guys, just help out the elections committee. They have done a lot for this, including those windows. There's a lot of it on the bridge. Hopefully you saw that, and that's why you voted. So please, 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 if you have a few minutes to spare, even help us with one window, that would be great. My second point is, I want to ask all of the new executive board members to stay here after the meeting. I need to quickly, 2 minutes, maybe more, talk to you guys before you leave. Alright?
Wait.
Rahul's been watching, he says hi to everybody.
Hi, Rahul. Okay. If there's no more, I need to hear a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
And we are done. 4 years of
And the
experience.
old executive board as well.
No.
Old and new.
Done with it. Yeah. Is it beginning, by the way? Sonia, no, I think you so many times.
Oh, yes, sir.
Will, can you take over Don, can you come here for a second?
Yeah. Are those all dead? Yep.
Rest in peace, little eye clippers. Okay, I need get it loud.
Yes.
You have Peter's number, he forgot his card. Joe? I'm sure that's true. No, just give me. No. Are you gonna see him?
I know. I feel like I'm not gonna read all these bios either. And I'm just like, You have to do our New Year's words when they went in. They were like, oh, I know. Oh, I know those are.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
I don't know. I don't get the architecture like you guys.
That's a